Well, my grip is shot from a bunch of toes to the bar, and I left my rope at home, so I have to do a scout rope. What's going on, everybody? We are back for a little bit of daily content workout. Today we're gonna watch Andrew and I go at the exact same time. We did a workout today that allows us to watch side by side with the same clock, so get excited. Let's get started. We are off in 3, 2, 1, getting it. All right, what are we doing here? We are doing actually a sanctioned event from the last sanctioned event for this year, 2019. This is a CrossFit French Throwdown. Andrew had a workout programmed that had a lot of pegboards and GHD sit-ups in it today for our second session, but I did a crap ton of pegboards last night for the pegboard ski strict muscle up. So I was like, hey dude, I don't want to do, pegboards twice in a row, 2 days in a row, so we decided to fit this one in from a sanctioned event. This is from the French Throwdown. I'm not exactly sure what event this is. Actually, I'm looking it up right now. It's event 2. It's called GHD Annie, and if I'm being really honest with you, we did this workout exactly similar like 2 years ago. So CrossFit French Throwdown, thank you for going back into my past year's programming, picking GHD Annie and repping us. Trendsetters. Anyways, what is it? It's essentially Annie. Annie's 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of ab mat sit-ups, or I'm sorry, double unders and ab mat sit-ups. Instead of ab mat sit-ups, it's essentially GHD sit-ups, which is a pretty simple sub-out. Unfortunately, like you've already seen, I completely blanked and left my rope at home this morning. So I'm actually using Andrew's Scout rope, RPM Scout rope, a weighted rope. And so we are doing essentially 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of weighted double unders with the Scout rope and GHD sit-ups. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So French Throwdown, I'd appreciate it. You shouting us out. Let me know that you're trying my programming. I can send you some more workouts if you want me to. You know where to find me. Anyways, how would you approach this workout? There is only one way to approach this workout, and it is a full send. Well, not a full send. You're obviously going to send it on the double unders. You shouldn't be pacing the double unders, and you shouldn't be like resting, picking the rope up or whatever. But if we're talking about GHD sit-ups, it's not necessarily a full send the GHD sit-ups. I would actually recommend, if you're going to the CrossFit French Throwdown, I would actually recommend that you pace your first 50 and your first 40, and then somewhat send it on the 30, 20, and 10. I think if you go out too hot on the 50, I think you can hold it. I mean, it depends on who you are, but I think you can hold going out too hot on the 50. But then if you try to hold that pace for the 40, I think you're gonna blow up. By that time, you pretty much done 100 GHD sit-ups. And so you still have 50 left, and that's where it can get really difficult. Where you don't wanna get stuck at is you don't wanna get stuck, if you're going to this CrossFit sanctioned event, the French Throwdown, you don't wanna get stuck resting on the top of the GHD, right? You want, if your hips blow up or your quads blow up and you're stuck to resting the top, you've done something wrong. You want to be able to do this whole thing unbroken. I'm not saying the whole thing has to be fast, I'm just saying it should be unbroken. What happens is if you go out too hot, your hips or quads might blow up, and then you might be in the middle of 40s, which is the round we're in now, and you might find yourself getting 20 in and grabbing the GHD in the top and like resting, or 30 in and resting, and you don't want to get stuck doing that, because as soon as you start resting in a GHD sit-up, it's going to just compound, it's going to get worse, and then you come back for the 30, and then you come back for the 20, it's going to get worse and worse. You could probably do the 10 unbroken, but you're going to find yourself in a really tough spot. Now I realize for those guys and gals who are going and doing this somewhere in France, you're probably going to move the rope. I would imagine that there's going to be 5 cones, and your GHD is probably going to be under the rig somewhere if it's at like a regional format, and then you're going to probably move your rope 5 cones. So they won't go this fast probably, because they're going to have to move their rope or run to their rope of some kind. And heck, maybe they can make it move the GHD. That'd be kind of cool. Hey, move this GHD 5 times. It'd be sick, Who's practiced moving GHDs? You're going to find out. Scaling options for this workout. Obviously, for those who are going to compete in the French Throwdown, you obviously can't scale it. But if you're scaling this, obviously a good scale is just do Annie. Ab mat sit-ups and double unders. Like, that's legit a CrossFit female named workout. It's a great workout. I think a good time for that, I don't exactly remember for a regular Annie, you're looking like 4 to 5 minutes, I think. Honestly, ab mat sit-ups really start to blow. I'd rather do GHD sit-ups. There's not as much flexion in an ab mat sit-up, and so, I don't know, you kind of going like this, and it just sucks. It's just not a whole lot of range of motion, whereas GHD you can almost release at certain points. Just my preference. I'm not a big fan of ab mat sit-ups, or the fact that they give me strawberries in my butt. I digress. So yeah, scaling options is obviously just do regular Annie. If you can't do regular Annie because of double unders, just do singles. Like, this is, honestly, Annie was one of the first workouts I've done, or I recall doing when I first started CrossFit. It was back when I literally, 50 double unders took me like 3 minutes. Like, don't be ashamed of your time because double unders take you a long time. Like, you gotta start somewhere, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's talk about strategy for the French Throwdown. We already kind of discussed it. It's just kind of go out stinking hot. As you can tell here, if you're actually watching it, you can tell I actually picked up pace here, right? You can tell that's a lot faster. Like I mentioned, I wasn't going to go out hot in the 50s and 40s. I'm now sending it in my 20s and 10s. I believe I'm in my 20s now. Yeah, I should be in my 20s. And then, of course, if you're a female and you're doing this, you're probably going to have a riser of some kind. Usually it's like a 4-inch riser below you, a pad, so it's a little bit easier. They don't require you to go all the way down. Yeah, usually standard for GHD is your butt has to be on this side of the pad. I've seen a lot of guys do it where their butt is on top of the pad. You can't do that in any competition I've ever seen, or in front of the pad. When I say that, like, if you look at the pad, right, here's the middle, like the equator of the pad, like you have to be off the pad. So, it's my final round. I'm gonna finish sub 7. Solid time. I think if I went to the French Throwdown, if I was competing in the French Throwdown, I can go faster. Like, I probably could have done my 40s faster and not feel bad for myself at some point. I think the fastest time, one of the fastest times you'll probably see will be somewhere. Wasn't too bad. I think some of the faster times you'll probably see will be around 6:30. You can probably do a 6:30, maybe a little bit faster, maybe. Well, you're gonna move your robe, so probably not. But solid workout. I might try a couple more of these sanctioned event workouts because for those who are going, might be interested in actually seeing it and seeing how I approach the workout and my thoughts on it, and see if that addresses or changes how you think you would approach a workout. So, I think that's really it, guys. I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow really sore right here, getting rabido right in my core. Yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks again. Let me know if there's something you'd like to see, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know you're here. Appreciate it, guys. Talk to you guys later.